going on, YouTube? It has been a minute. Kind of fell off there for a while. Partially just time and energy, not having a whole lot of either one, and also just because my whole YouTube channel, Instagram page thing, aren't really blowing up. But I kind of realized that I just enjoy having video evidence and documentary of some of the things that I do, as far as like bikes or cars or whatever. So I'm just gonna make a little video. This is it's a big day for me personally, just because this is something I've been really interested in doing for a while. And now I think we're ready. I got spares in the back, tools, jacks, jack stands, all that good stuff. We're going to a drift track, and it's called Spirit Peaks Raceway in like southern area of Washington, a little bit south of Olympia, if you guys are familiar with the area. I haven't been yet. I've watched some videos of some people who make content out there, and yeah, no, it looks super fun, super laid back, not at all intimidating like I was kind of worried about. You know, all these guys with these 600-700 horsepower cars, like, oh, look at this scrub and his 190 horsepower Beamer. But nah, it doesn't seem like that's the vibe out here at all. So I'm really looking forward to it. Anybody who I've messaged or reached out to kind of make sure I don't show up at the track and make an ass out of myself. They've all been super welcoming, super friendly. Hopefully I can kind of remember all the pieces of advice that I've gotten so far, and like I said, not make an ass out of myself. Because, you know, anything like this, or like even at a gym, there are just certain unspoken rules that you follow, certain etiquette that you kind of abide by that nobody really tells you until you get yelled at, or they get pissed off, or they're like, oh, I don't like that guy. So I just wanted to make sure, you know, this is new territory for me. But it seems pretty straightforward. Just kind of be respectful of other people driving. Don't act like a dickbag in the parking lot. Clean up after yourself. Like, pretty simple stuff. But yeah, hopefully we roast some tires. Nothing breaks. That'd be sick, because I have to drive an hour and a half to the track and an hour and a half home. So hopefully I don't total this car on my first trip out. When hopefully I plan to attend many more without spending a gajillion dollars. So we'll see. You know, maybe I'll really get into it and really start investing into the sport. But if not, like, today's gonna be awesome regardless. So fingers crossed.
They tell you when to go?
Yep. arguably top 5 best days of my life. The car's still running, about 45 minutes from home. That was amazing. Obviously, like I said at the intro, start of the day, nobody goes into this knowing exactly how to do it. But I definitely learned a lot. There was definitely marked improvement from first run to last run. Unfortunately, I ran out of tires before I ran out of time, so I had known a little bit early this time, but learned a lot of good lessons. Bring water. Jesus Christ, I'm dehydrated right now. And just to cool down tires. Like, they'll last longer, hopefully, if I just dump a little water on them between laps, or every other lap or so. Yeah, no, that went great. I got a little bit of footage, nothing amazing. I don't have a GoPro or anything like that. It's all cell phone, passenger seat stuff, or from far away. But I'm gonna take a look at that, see how it went. I know there's a lot of camera guys out there, so maybe I'll reach out and see what they got. But yeah, no, that was awesome. It's one thing to work on cars, motorcycles, and stuff, and like driving on the street. It's another thing to build a vehicle for a specific purpose, right? So like, I knew this was gonna be a drift car, so it's got things on it like a regular street car wouldn't have, like a little bit of camber in the front wheels. It's not typically my thing, but it helps with traction when you're sideways. Just a purpose-built vehicle that does the thing that you built it to do, and reliably. Fuck, I'm driving it right now. It's amazing. So far, fingers crossed. Like I said, still got 45 minutes or so until I get home, but that was awesome. I'm excited. Can't wait to go again. Shout out to Spirit Peaks Raceway. Everybody was super friendly. Guys in the pits giving me advice on tire pressures and stuff like that. I think next time I might maybe do some ride-alongs with other people who are like good and kind of see what they're doing. A couple things I learned about the car. Number one, it's slow. We knew that. I didn't do a lot of power mods because I didn't want to have too much power to be able to control. And that's really where the money is. It's really where it gets expensive, is when you start pushing a lot of power. But intake exhaust, a good tune, maybe a M50 intake manifold, squeeze me 30-40 more horsepower to the car, and hopefully that'll help. I noticed once I got to the point where I could actually start doing transitions and stuff, once I kind of figured it out, I started just kind of losing it. Like, it was a little too slow to really keep that momentum going. But I got a couple in. I did string 3 drifts in a row a couple times, 3 in a row. It was awesome. I don't think I got those on camera. That was kind of my last 2 runs before I ran out of tire. But no, it went really well. Super pumped. I can't wait to go again. I got tire crud all over me. I'm dirty, hot, but it was an absolute blast. Alright, so while I'm thinking about it, some lessons learned. Alright, this is partially so I can go back and watch this, remember for the next time I go to the track, but also to help out somebody who could be going to the track for their first time. Because again, today, my first time. Absolutely, like 100% first time on driving on a track. Obviously, I've been to like FD events and DriftCon events up here at Evergreen Speedway and stuff, but okay, so for me, number one, I didn't bring a tire pressure gauge. So when people were giving me advice on like what tire pressures to run, I couldn't really check without asking other people. So tire pressure gauge. Water. Absolutely want to bring a ton of water. 1, to drink, and number 2, to cool down your tires. Or anything else that might be getting hot. Surprisingly, in my almost 22-year-old BMW, coolant wise I was good. Let's hope keep up that trend, because cooling's a big issue in these cars. Number 3, I would say for a low horsepower car, at least 3 full sets of rears, not including the set if you're driving home, not including that set. So 3 full, 6 wheels with tires on them. They don't have to be brand new, but some good amount of tread left. That should get you through most of the day, especially because without lots of upgrades, you're going to have to let your tires cool off so they'll last a little bit longer. And like I said, water helps. So if the water decreases the amount of time you're kind of waiting for everything to cool down, then you're going to need some spare sets, because you're running those tires a lot more. Don't grab your used oil jug. Grab a brand new one. the guy next to me had a LS swapped FD RX-7, and he was like, "Hey man, I see you got some oil. You mind if I just give you $5 and use like a quart? You had to top off." And I didn't realize. I thought I had a brand new jug with me. It was a used jug full of old oil. Felt so bad. He said it was fine, but still, I felt like crap about that. There was a food truck at Spirit Peaks. That's pretty cool. I didn't know that was going to be there. So bring snacks, but also there's a food truck. Either way, I did bring snacks. Let's see what else. Yeah, I'm gonna take the bumper off from the get-go, because a couple times when I was spinning out, I just ate tires that were in the side of the track and cracked the front bumper pretty solid. So I drilled a couple holes, put some drift stitches and some zip ties in. She's been christened. the car has drift stitches. I feel like it's a rite of passage. It's pretty awesome. It looks good. I don't mind it. It looks good. Again, this is a purpose-built car, so I'm not too worried about aesthetics. But you want it to look relatively nice. Everybody wants that. What else? What can I think of? There is absolutely no shade on the track, so I would bring some form of shade, whether that's like a umbrella that you don't have to hold, or like one of those little pop-up camping gazebos or something. So I'm probably going to invest in one of those. Look at Walmart later. Yeah, no, it's just concrete, hot cars. You're hot. You don't want to run the AC because that steals a couple horsepower out of your car. So you're sweaty. So it's nice to get in the shade. Rags, hand rags, clean off your hands. You're changing tires. You're getting brake dust, tread all over you. Rags. Again, more water just to rinse everything off. I'm covered in crap right now. I don't know if you guys can see. I'm all just dirty. Probably not on the camera, but think of more things here. Gas was okay. So I've got an hour and a half drive to and from, so 3 hours total. I didn't even use a quarter of a tank getting there. I filled up, and I've only used a quarter of a tank. I used about an eighth of a tank on the track. I got about, hard to say how many runs. I definitely got at least 12 runs in on the track, but I did a lot of skid pad time. Went out to this skid pad probably 4 times. Nobody else was on it, so I was able to get like 5 to 10 minutes myself each time. Yeah, walk around the pits, talk to other drivers, talk to people with like full spec cars, people with relatively stock cars. Talk to them all, especially if they've got a lot of past tech stickers on their car. That means they've been around a lot, so they know a thing or two. They can definitely help you out. The only issue I had with the car was brake fade, and that's, I think, just because my pads are probably old. They're probably cheap pads, so I'll probably be looking to upgrade those and maybe drill them slotted rotors, or maybe just some high temp DOT brake fluid. We'll see. Maybe I'll just do both, just for peace of mind. But yeah, after a couple minutes in the skid pad, or after about 3 laps on average, I was getting really bad brake fade, so I had to kind of pull off, let everything cool down. As everything cooled down, it was fine, so I know there's not like an issue in the brakes per se. Excuse me, I'm still getting over COVID too. I'm on week 2, so I'm not contagious, but I'm still feeling a little bit, so I'm pretty tired. But yeah, a little bit of brake fade, wearing through tires pretty quick. Take the bumper off, bring a bunch of water, bring shade of some sort. The tire guy wasn't out there this time, so I don't know how. Not to say he's unreliable. It's my first time. I have no idea, or if that was like known by other people that he wasn't going to be there. But because I had the initial thought, like, oh well, depending on how much this guy charges to mount and balance tires, I might just buy some tires and bring them, and it might be cheaper than going to a tire shop, getting them mounted and balanced there. Not that you really need to balance them. It's drip spares, but whatever. So yeah, I'll probably just have to use my shop. They're pretty inexpensive. I got a full set of on two. I think it was like $60 for both. Mounted balance, used tires. So that wasn't too bad. I definitely don't want to go new while I'm still learning. That's a big investment, I think. But all right, we made it home. 3 hours of driving and beating the hell out of her. I guess she likes a little abuse. It's an awful joke, but here she is. Made it in the driveway. Drift stitches and all. Hell yeah. Something they don't tell you, drifting is exhausting. I'm beat and I wasn't even there for the full day. I left about an hour and a half early. But like I said before, it was an absolute blast. If anybody watches this, thank you for tuning in. Hopefully it's helpful, especially if it's your first time or two. And then if anybody saw me out there, like I said, if I made an ass out of myself, let me know, please, by all means. It was definitely a humbling experience. But it, again, just so much fun. Like, I'm obsessed. I'm sold. Like, I knew I was going to enjoy it. I always enjoyed watching it. Figured I would enjoy doing it and, you know, not worrying about cops and stuff in the process. But, yeah, no, that was, that was so fun. Thanks, you guys. Tune in next time.